Yes.
Okay.
Whoever just said something.
Okay, so this is my husband had just told me about this. This was funny, the night before. And then the next day I run into this document, this video, and I want to share with you. It's a hidden DNA discovery only found in Black African people. Here we go.
Re-uploaded. Welcome back. In January of 2021, I shared a piece of interview of the Robinson brothers. I was only interested in the part where they talked about the Black People DNA series. The 3-hour entirety of the interview will be linked down below. Welcome back. Now, there are things that an average African or a Black person is never taught in school. One is their history, and second is any science that touches on their history. Now, to understand what it is I'm trying to say, take a look at this video and see if any of these things you hear, you ever had in school.
To go into something that he came upon, which has set the scientific world of white geneticists into a fit. Dr. Robinson, I'd like for you to talk about the DNA series.
Yes. A few years ago.
This is Calvin Robinson and his doctor brother, Edward Robinson. Whatever they're going to speak about next will leave you speechless. Also stick around for another video upload about one comment I found mysterious under this video. How mysterious, you say? Well, that comment talked about this exact topic. But 13 seconds after it went live, it together with the original poster mysteriously disappeared from the face of the internet, like no one was supposed to read it. Let's go.
My brother and I read a book called The Mark of Oppression. And these two publishers, Cardiner and Oversee, said that they could not understand how is it that a group of people, African Americans, have been bludgeoned over the heads mentally and spiritually for hundreds of years and are still surviving. They couldn't understand it. And they said so in their book. The answer came out in 1996, why it is that not only have African Americans survived the worst mental and spiritual bludgeoning of any people in recorded history, but they are becoming champions of everything in which there is a level playing field. No matter what it is, we predominate in every field. This is why they won't teach our children African history, because they know that once our children get on the same level playing field as their white counterparts, that they will dominate just like we dominate in basketball, baseball, football, track and field, and anything else in which there is a level playing field. So that while they teach their children about the greatness of their European ancestors, they won't teach our children about the greatness of their African ancestors, because then that would be a level playing field in academia. And they know that we will predominate just like all of these examples we've given them.
I just wanted to throw in here my thought when he was saying that they if they were to teach our children, or if blah blah that, no, if we were to teach our children, it's not their responsibility to teach us about us. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Our children predominate when they know who they are from the African historical point of view. Now, here's what I found out in 1996. A group of geneticists wrote this book. Little tiny book, geneticists.
Can you identify where they're from?
how it came about?
Yeah, okay.
The study?
All right, sure. Yes, indeed. An organization is called the American Association for the Advancement of Science. The American Association for the Advancement of Science. Now, this organization is composed of people who study about DNA and the genome. And you've been reading about the DNA and the genomes. Well, this group of scientists came upon an idea by accident and at first that different groups of people had different numbers of DNA series. Now, a DNA series means that when your DNA is located and say they get a hair from your head and they subject it to certain tests, they say, well, this is the DNA of Minister Brown, and yours is different from everybody else in the world. All right. Then they found further that not only are their DNA series different, but the number of DNAs in there are different in different groups. Whites have a different number of DNA, and blacks have a different number of DNA series. Apes have a different number of DNA series. Then they found this amazing thing, that the greater the number of DNA series, the smarter the person, the group is, the greater the probability of genius within that group. So they tested the orangutans, these 15 geneticists from around the world. Now, these geneticists came from 9 different universities. And we have here on the cover of the pamphlet they put out the names of these geneticists. And you can see them right there, right beneath the title of this pamphlet. Now, this pamphlet, most people have no idea what it means. But breaking it down, and after you study it and have it explained to you by a geneticist, a trained geneticist, you will find that they're talking about DNA series. Now, here are the names of these 15 geneticists from around the world: University of Japan, University of China. Yale University is the headquarters of this organization called the American Association for the Advancement of Science. And you see it down there. Now, this was copyrighted in 1996. All right. What it said is this, and this is the mind-blowing part. It said that when they tested the orangutan, they found out he only had 3 DNA series. When they tested the gorilla, they found that the gorilla has 4 DNA series because he's a little smarter than the orangutan. They tested the chimpanzee, which is an ape, and found that he had 5 DNA series. Then they went all into the different races of the world. They went into Europe and tested the DNA series of the English, the French, the German, the Spanish, the Russians, and found they had 6 DNA series. Then they put all of this, what they found from around the world, on a map. And this map really is called the intelligence map of the world, because they tested 116 different human groups and found their DNA series numbers. All of them, all over the world, have 6. And they put the numbers in form of a little flag that you can see on this map. These little flags have a color. And they show, oh, this is upside down. I'm sorry. Yeah. And they showed that the English have only 6, and all into Europe, only 6. Went over into Japan and China, and they only have 6. Over into America, was it predominantly European, and they only have 6. Then they came to Africa, and they came to the part of Africa. Now, all the rest of them, they put in little flag colors. Those flag colors are orange, red, you notice. But when they came to Africa, found out that the African people have 9 DNA series. From here, just below the Shanghai Empire, down to the foot of Africa. All those 10 nations, of which African Americans descended from one of them. We have 9 DNA series, the greatest possibility of genius in our group. Now it's answered this age-old question: how can a people survive being told they're nothing for 400 years, never allowed to learn that they came from beautiful cities, and told they came from a jungle? How could a people survive? How can a people become champions in everything they touch? Because they have 9 DNA series, while the rest of the world has only 6. This is why they copyrighted this. And you'll notice on the outside of this, now this map is taken, I took this map right from this page here, and I blew it up so that the world could see it. Even though this is copyrighted, I can't let you have this book because it's copyrighted. The title of the book is called Global Patterns of Linkage, Disequilibrium at the CD4 Locus and Modern Human Origins.
If you're struggling to lose weight, it's incredibly important that you stop what you're doing and listen up.
Global Patterns of Linkage, Disequilibrium at the CD4 Locus and Modern Human Origins. Now, you have to be a geneticist to even know what they're talking about. But when we broke it down and interviewed Dr. Kidd, the head, he's the chairman at Yale University. We broke it down into plain, everyday English so that the world would know that the African American is descended from those people who gave to the world the Great Pyramid, gave to the world science, gave to the world mathematics. A black man named Amos gave algebra to the world 3,700 years ago. It's in the world books, it's in the encyclopedias. They don't want our children to know this, because then that would make the playing field level for white children. And you know what happens when they made the playing field level in basketball and allowed black men to play. Out of 29 of the top seeded players in the world today, 28 are African American. When they opened up the Penn relays, when they opened up the Olympics and allowed blacks to run back in 1932, we've won all the gold medals. And the same thing will happen in the classroom when they allow our children to learn their African history. That's what this is saying.
Dr. Robinson, are you saying that the African American also has 9 strands of DNA?
I am saying that we are descended from the West Africans who have 9 DNA series. On this map, that these geneticists, you see the green down here? Well, that's where we're from. That's where African Americans are from.
Did they test African Americans?
They couldn't, they tested American as a group, whites. and they have 6. They didn't test African Americans because they know that we are the same people from West Africa.
So they didn't have.
Didn't have to.
That's true.
That's true.
How is it that you think that this evolved, that we evolved with 9 strands
9.
below the Sahara?
Well, it tells you in here. This book tells why. Creamy babies leaving the mother's womb too early, never develop to the same height that a baby that runs a full term. Right?
Yes.
White folk in the Chinese, all mankind arose in Africa. All mankind arose in this part of Africa, right here. It's called the womb of Africa. That's the womb of Africa over here, right there. No. That Kenya.
Uganda.
Yeah, that area. All mankind arose there. The great granddaddies of white folks, great granddaddies of Chinese, great granddaddies of Japanese, our great granddaddies, all of us look the same. All look like apes. That was called Australopithecus. I don't know how technical you want me to get. Australopithecus was the granddaddy, great granddaddy of all races. Now, they left the womb 800,000 years ago. Whites left the womb and wandered up into Europe, and the Chinese wandered over into Asia. And they left the womb before they were fully developed. That's why they did not develop melanin like we did. Those of us who stayed developed full term. They never developed the melanin stimulating hormone. This is why we're the only race on the planet that does not have headlights in our hair.
Headlights.
Headlights. They're little bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hootie. We're the only race on the planet because we developed full term. We lost our straight hair, that animal hair, over 150,000 years ago. You see, all other races have headlights because they never developed fully. Melanin is this magical chemical that is developed on the 5th layer of the epidermis of your skin. Now, we've been brainwashed to believe that the less melanin you have, the prettier you are, because that's the brainwash.
Yes.
That's like saying a naked person is prettier than a person with beautiful clothes on. If you get what I'm trying to say, the scenario, yeah. Melanin heals. When you cut yourself, the melanin rushes to the surface of the skin and forms a scab. What color is that scab? I don't care what color. Brown, dark brown. That's the melanin coming up to heal you. This is why we do not get skin cancer, because of the melanin prevents it. The only place where we can get skin cancer, we learned it in the inquiry today, is on the palm of the hand and the fingers. And I can't believe we'd be putting our hand up to the sun to get skin cancer.
Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share.
Well. What you think, lady?
It makes sense to me.
9.
Makes sense to me. Because I ask a lot. I ask how, I keep, sometimes I get down and I just keep saying, why are we treated the way we are? And I know we're special. Pam Star told me, she said, what was it? I've been writing it. Something hates excellence. Mediocrity hates excellence, she told me. Well, I don't know if she used that word. Help me out, Star. Um,
Mediocrity always attacks
yes,
excellence.
thank you. Let me write that down again. Mediocrity.
They have always tried to make us feel like and see that we are less than. They know more about us than we do. And it has been working so far. And but once we really find out, that's what they're afraid of.
And you know the stories of Nat Turner and other uh, people who overcame their slave owners. If history has been lied, if history has been lied about, then the history is lies. So if other people are telling it, because I bet more slaves overcame plantations than we know about. Um,
Oh yeah.
and I noticed that people are walking. Some people are walking their dogs and babies out late night in areas that, like, our parents told us, don't go in that area. It's dangerous over there. But see, they always have either guns and or dogs. And the guns is the only weapon. That's why they won't let them go. You know, I think about that often. And they still have not been able to master how the pyramids have been made. And you know I was told that, we're told a lot that when they, like Timbuktu, everybody came to study at Timbuktu, and then they burned the books. Well, I read somewhere that someone said that they didn't burn the books, they took them and put their names on them. And so they said, this one discovered the sky. Well, the Dogon people mapped the sky, the ancestor, I mean, what do you call it? They marked the sky and the planets and things of that nature. Our people navigated the waters and built boats and knew land. I remember my mother was working for she was selling what is that, Melaleuca products? No,
Mm.
Amway. She was selling Amway products. And they had books, and I read the Marian Anderson and the Matthew Henson, and I said, thinking about all of these stories, and as history is told, if they had black people with them studying, even Dr. Vivian, I can't think of the last name. Most Def played him in a movie, and we were the ones that were doing things, and they say, oh, let me, they say that they did it. Matthew Henson discovered that part when they were searching over in the ice. I can't remember any of the words right now. I mean, I can, but they're not coming to me right now. But Matthew Henson was the one who walked ahead of the group. They always had us doing stuff.
Right.
So it just made sense to me. And I got really angry because we've not been taught. In school, you get a page about Martin Luther King and a paragraph about Malcolm X, and they only keep them stuck in certain places. Malcolm always said we were, well, the way people treat people, if we watch over time how people have been treated, how are you this and we're that, when all most of what you do is make sure that you keep people down. You realize that it's not your ignorance, it's your excellence that they're holding back. That the food, I noticed that when they came out with all those hot chips and things, that was a manipulation of the body. Children are having to have surgery in their stomachs, and every chip company has hot products. I was like, something ain't right. When everybody does something, that makes me draw up a question mark. I'm like, let me research, let me go look and see what's really going on. And the
Mm.
truth is out there. We don't, when all of this came about, especially with this COVID thing, and I kept saying, why are they putting that swab in your nose? I watched a movie back in the day with the Chinese, and they would pierce people. You could pierce your brain from your nose and kill someone. And so I said, they're collecting DNA. Enough of y'all didn't get the DNA test, because they're capturing our DNA, you all. That's what they're doing. It's a DNA capture, and it's a added something. This chip system. They're saying they can make chips as small as that can go through a needle.
And
And
we're
one of the
probably the
things
ones
that,
who made it, and we don't get the credit for it.
well, look how it goes.
And it's about how they're using it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because the man that created some portion of this, what the test that was being used to test for the, oh, so much. The test that was being used wasn't made to be, wasn't made to test for what they're testing it for. We talked,
Yeah.
I've listened to lectures by the man who created the test that they're using. He said this wasn't made for humans. This wasn't made for people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so much. It's just so much. And then people say, you're not following the science. Okay, you aren't either because you're not looking. Bill Gates is heavily, he's not even a scientist. He didn't even finish school. This man is the king of vaccines. He's the one who put the stuff over in India and Africa, and you see these people badly crippled and their problems. That's his stuff. This man is buying. I don't know if you all saw that post, that text that I sent. Russell Brand interviewed. There was a TV interview of a man of an interviewer, a newscaster, whatever, journalist, whatever. He interviewed a farmer, and he said that this man is buying up all this land. He has like 69,000 acres in Louisiana. Most of the places where he's capturing the farmland is along the Mississippi. Haru and I looked at it, and then
Is that Gates
yes,
getting the property? Okay.
he has over 200. I don't know the number. Over 200,000 acres of land that he's buying all over the country. Now that I haven't seen if he's buying stuff other places.
Yeah.
But the farmer said that he's doing linear farming. He's going to be using computers and stuff. So let's go back to Monsanto, who's over the FDA right now. These suckers, I remember when I was studying with the Nuwapians at Wayne State, they were telling us about how you have to be careful about what seeds you buy for your farms because some seeds only make food 1 year, and then others will tear up the earth that it's growing in and cause a problem for it. And that's why if you look, you see people, you say, there's certain seeds you want to get. And why would you? We have food that's not making seeds. That means we can't make that food again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Oh, the water. I looked at a video about Nestle yesterday, and I was horrified. The family began one. I think the son and the father had a an argument, and the son branched off and started doing his own thing, and he made baby formula for babies because his wife had a problem nursing her child, and so he came up with the formula. Now the formula was made to help, but then once other people started coming in, and other scientists and whatnot came in, they changed the formula, and it was harmful because it needed to be it needed water, and the water needed to be boiled. And so people, if they take this formula to lands where the water isn't good, and they're not telling them to boil it, they're just giving this to the infants. And so we had the infants began dying. You have high child mortality, baby mortality, and just the products that they've been making have been not good for people. And Nestle is like one of the biggest, and they are able to, they one of the men that's over Nestle, and he wasn't even American. He said that water is not a human right. Free water. Who the
Really?
hell are you to
Yeah.
deem that? And I say it's my birthright to be here. My birthright. I was given life by the Creator, so I'm supposed to be here. That it just really bothers me, the thinking of people. And these people with these products, just like the plastic company, they knew plastic wasn't good for people, but glass is making all the money. So let me come up with something to make for that everybody uses. These things are the devil. This plastic, look at all of our food. Comes in some kind of plastic. Peppers wrapped up in plastic. Spinach in plastic. Packaging. And this is the hardest thing to break down in the earth. And all this recycling, they got videos on that too. The recycling ain't doing what it's doing, and they make you feel bad because you're using it, but y'all created it. Levi's company wiped out a neighborhood, just like Marathon is wiped out down there downriver. All those people developed cancer.
What
Those
happened with
people,
the Levi's? With Levi?
Levi's is the chemical in which they make the jeans.
Oh, wow.
There's a young lady that did a TED talk, and she created a playground or something in that neighborhood because they wiped it out. The chemical process, the processing of the chemicals that they're using to make products. Like we eat, like I like cereal, but cereal, because of the process in which it's made, is carcinogenic. Potato chips, the process in which they're made is carcinogenic. We not looking at what's really going on here. And it's been it you know we they have us constantly buying things, and you have everything that you need. We have everything that we need. We're not exercising as much. I was talking about that with those vacuums, the vacuum cleaner running around the house, going around. You're not doing any work anymore. We used to sweep and vacuum. We're using our arms and our legs. Everything. We want to pop everything in the microwave. The microwave, mm, get your toaster oven. Get your toaster oven. And we micing in the plastic. So you think that's not going into the food when we eat it? Mm.
Okay, we we done all went down. No, that was so funny. I, I have to tell you anyway, because they hear me laughing. As soon as you said the microwave, Pam shut the microwave door, pushed the button.
Where you going, Star?
She said, don't tell that I just used.
Turn in your microwave, go get your toast oven. Because the microwave can't make that crust crunchy. Make that crust crunchy.
Make it hard as I don't know what.
You nuked that food too much and now it's hard in the middle.
Now, oh
They
Lord.
have fooled us all. They have fooled so many of us to
And
buy into buying all
mhm.
this trash. We don't even look. Canada brings their trash over here. Canada's trash comes over here to be disposed of.
You gotta be kidding.
Nope. I don't know if they're still doing it. I don't know with COVID if they still doing it, but Canada's trash comes over here. We process their trash.
Oh Lord. Just dumping in America.
Yep. And there's a better way. We can do things a better way. That's why when I had a set of glasses, and all over time they're broke. I think I have 3 of them left. But I told myself, I said, you're buying spaghetti sauce, and we could be making that too. All these people, we buy these special seasonings. If you turn the seasoning on the back and look, it's got turmeric, cayenne pepper, all the stuff you got in your cabinet, but you don't use that because you want to use a special sauce, a special seasoning for this special thing. But with my jars, I stopped buying glasses. I use my jars now. They're tougher, they're thicker, they can travel, they got tops on them, stuff won't fall out.
Mm-hmm.
So I started saving. So now I have, like, the ball jars are my glasses. And if I want to take it out with me, I put the top on it. Because this plastic is not good for us. And they knew that when they made it. They knew that when they created these products that they were deadly to people. But it helps with there's too many people living. Who says the earth will grow? The earth will grow. and accommodate. But because of the harm that we do to it, it fights back like, wait a minute, I'm gonna erupt and get these people off my. And then plants grow. There's a plant that grows after a volcano has erupted. It's called the Japanese knotweed. This plant, we found that it was growing on our property, and we did some research in it. And in Europe, if you have that on your land or property, you cannot sell or refinance your house. You're not supposed to pull it or cut it. And so I said, who? I said, something that strong. I said, let me look up its healing property. That plant is awesome for the heart. But because we're ignorant, we'll attempt to cut it down. And the leaves on it are very special because they dangle like earrings. They swing like earrings. Most leaves just blow in the wind. These leaves blow and dangle like earrings. They go around the way they when the wind hits them. I was like, Haru, I noticed that with these leaves on this plant.
Wow.
And even our chemtrails, people said that's conspiracy theory. But I've seen videos of people who used to do the chemtrail dropping, and they said now the planes, the passenger planes are doing it now. It's a lot of money in that. Think about how much does it cost to put a plane. You used to only see maybe one of those things going. Now you see the sky lit up. When you have a plane, you see the trail and it disappears. Well, the chemtrails turn into clouds. In textbooks, they had to, because I said these clouds don't look like any of the clouds we studied in school. They have 12 new cloud systems because of the chemtrail clouds. And you'll see what they leave because the sky gets full. And they marking up the sky. You can, when you watch videos and movies, you see the sky, the trails being made. You can see that. And that stuff is that the calcium, the chemical, one of the chemical components that they have in the chemtrails is a mimic of calcium. And the body wants it because it thinks it's calcium, but it doesn't affect. Notice how many people have teeth problems. Our teeth, our bones are affected. I can go to every circle of friends, and I could tell you maybe about maybe 90% of my friends all have at least a tooth or two pulled.
Right.
The energy from these phones, the energy from the power, the 5G, 4G, and when they put up the they did a lot of the 5G installation while we were in COVID, while everything was shut down. The energy that comes off, they affect the body. Because 4 and 3G weren't. Remember when when we were using wireless, and you might have to go to a certain part of the house because it doesn't work in this part because it's cement would block it. Well, the 5G penetrates that now, and it affects our bodies. There's study you can read and see videos on all of this that I'm talking about. And people say, "Oh, that's conspiracy theory." Y'all been messing this place. We've been messing this place up since we've been here. People that live the old way, they live longer, and their homes aren't impacted because they're doing things without using all this convenience. It's convenience that we shop for. They have made forever. We're forever consumers because we want more. The clothes that they make now are not half as strong as what we had before. That's why I
Yeah.
like to go to the secondhand stores. And now they're saying that they're about to start taking those prices up because they realize that that's and when these companies, there's also this project that somebody was doing that when coats, they used to throw the coats, or I think it's in New York, they would put the coats around the tree and zip it up so somebody can come and get it that needs it. Well, these companies are starting to throw their things away instead of saving them for someone else to use. I remember working at the school, the food that the children throw away and it's not eaten. Why does it go in the garbage? Why aren't we taking that to, why aren't we letting some homeless people have that food? Why are we throwing it in the garbage? We don't know half the stuff that's going on. Education, whenever the children do well, they say that the children aren't doing well in science, so then they'll make the science test tougher, and when the kids master that, they change the rules and change, okay, now we're going to work on social studies. They'll put down the school when the children aren't doing well, and when they do well, they change things. I've had principals that turn schools around. My friend was working over at the school on Lasser and 7 Mile. Turned the whole school around, children doing well, excelling. He goes to work one day and they in his office saying, "You're being let go. No reason."
Mm.
Just fired him. I'm watching this stuff happen. I'm living this stuff. We're not paying attention. Not paying attention. Mm. And what happens when they want a city or a town? They'll hire people to come and be terrorists to the residents so that they'll be afraid and move and leave.
Mm.
Wee. But mediocrity always attacks excellence. So when somebody's bothering you, you understand that there's something great in you that somebody doesn't like that you are. When they can change their lives at any point in time instead of dogging you out and have a good life too. It's something.
Mm.
It's something. We're not here. We're here for a reason. I know I'm here for a reason.
Empress, you got something to share? Because I know you study a lot of that about the body and the oh, and Empress, did the guy that you brought down, the gentleman that came down with you, she might not even be around to hear what I'm asking.
Yeah, she'll probably be back. Let's see.
Grand Rising,
Queen Eva,
Lolly.
can you add the video link for that? I would love to see that.
Rising.
Grand Rising, Lolly. We having another party Friday at the Ohana Garden.
Yay, I want to come this time. Nope, not this time. I'm coming.
Put it on your calendar.
Will do.
Yeah, so we just have to, we're supposed to check and research things, we have to. We have to look into the reason why, when people do studies, you have to have both sides to do a study. It can't just be one side. You have to think about who's setting it up. Okay. Yeah, we need that video link. So Empress said that she did step away. Ask her again. You were asking about the gentleman that she brought with her when she came to visit Detroit.
Right. Did you say something happened to him? And then I wanted, to know if you had any comments on the video that we that we just played, if you heard it.
My apologies, everyone. Shalom, shalom. I am dealing with a lot right now with my family. So again, my apologies. The doctor called and I've been away for a good little bit. I heard the beginning of the video and I even heard some of the things y'all was saying with the card reading. I just want to say I did pull up a card for today on the conversation that we had today. So I would like to share that. And I got like several things. I'm like multitasking over here. So it's so much stuff I want to share. As far as I want to talk about the plastic that Sister Hedaru was talking about. And as far as Dr. Julian Nettles Bay, yes, we can see if we can what we can do about getting him on. He is dealing with some challenges himself, some health challenges as well. Believe it or not, from his childhood. So with that being said, you can tell me what's your question, and you can just tell me and I can see if I can answer the question.
No, I didn't have any specific questions. I just wanted to know if you had heard it, did you have any comments about it because of the studies that you do, around
the nine us having
What?
the 9. What was the? I don't remember
Oh,
the.
the 9. Oh, yeah, I did hear the beginning of that. That was really interesting. We have 9 either hair. You know, Caucasian people have 6 either hair, and for him to even use the word 9, I thought that was very powerful, which is our set healing energy as well. I thought that was really, really powerful that he did say that. I would like to see the video, and maybe I can comment once I see it, but I missed basically
In the
all of
chat.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in the chat, honey.
I literally I saw the very beginning, and then I had to walk off because I got like 2 or 3 calls at the same time. So
Yeah, no
um
problem.
but I would like to say that we definitely a lot about, if you all everybody already knows about the western part of Africa, of our ancestors being traced back to that. I'm pretty sure you all know that. But yeah, also I wanted to say to you all that was very interesting, Hedaru, what you were saying about plastic, how important it is not to drink out of plastic if really work at not getting things in plastic. It's so hard now. They have made it very difficult if you're not making your own. The plastic bottles that we drink from, as you know, it leaches into the water. But a lot of people know that, but how many people know that it's also causing people to hormones? They can be homosexual. I don't know if you know that. You can Google it. I know Hedaru is good in doing all of that, but you can literally Google that. It causes not only cancer, but it's also causing homosexuality. And Star, I happened to come back in the room. I did hear right when she was talking about the microwave. Star, you know better. You dealing with cancer, you know better. You should not be using any kind of microwave. I got rid of my microwaves a long time ago. Do not use a microwave at all. I cannot stress that. Please do not use a microwave. Go back to the old way of living, the indigenous skills of our ancestors. Um, I'm not trying to advertise my website because I don't know who listens to this. However, it is really important. Please go and look at all those who know about my website. Please go and look at those links. Go to the news. You're going to see videos talking about these kind of things. What Hedaru was talking about, the chemtrails. You're going to hear quite a few things that about what's going on with us with the food, as far as just putting fillers into the meats, not only beef and pork, but fish too. So it's very important that we do that. That we really watch the way we eating. We are in Haru Kahuti cycle. Haru Kahuti is also a goon. He is the person that the protector. He's the person that has the spear. Okay, Haru Kahuti says God neither rewards nor punish nor protects. I'm confident in knowing that these are under my control through living truth. God is omnipresent, so it is in you. You have to know who you are and know that you are protected. You have to know that I don't have to wish no ill wills on anyone, because they're gonna get what they got. Because guess what? We have good karma and we got bad karma, so you don't have to wish no ill wills on anyone. They're gonna get what they're gonna get. You understand? No matter what. So I just want to say that we entered Haru Kahuti this past Sunday. We just came out of Ma'at. Ma'at dealt with love and balance, justice, right? Well, Haru Kahuti is all about justice right now. So we got to put on our seatbelts on right now and get ready. We're getting ready to go through some things right now. I really want to share. I don't want to do too much over this. I don't know how much you video, and I don't want to do too much on this recording. But we need to have some things in place. I'm here for anyone that needs a spiritual reading, and maybe I know I got some I'm backed up actually on doing spiritual readings because what all the health stuff I've been dealing with. But I would like to read this card on the Taoist, if you all don't mind, if that's okay.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, here's the card that I pulled for today. All right, it's called the Accept and the Unaccepted, Unacceptable, Acceptable, the Acceptable and the Unacceptable are both acceptable. Can you all hear me pretty good?
Yes.
Okay, the Taoist master teach us to accept life just as it is. When we divide our experience up into good and bad, these vile judgments trap us in duality. Acceptance allowed us to glimpse the oneness of Tao. Even the apparently bad things in life have a role to play in the great flow of the Tao. See from a positive perspective, the catastrophe in our lives are also our greatest opportunity for transformation. In Chinese writing, the character means crisis, also means opportunity. It is when our life breaks down that we have the opportunity to break through to another level of awareness. Acceptance is not resignation or a hectic addiction from involvement with life. It is, I got my glasses on, y'all, I'm trying to see. It is refusing to get consumed by how we would like things to be, instead actively engaging with the reality that confronts us. Acceptance is not passively putting up with life, feeling of discontentment, content and feelings of content and the desire for change are important motivators in life and also need to be accepted. Acceptance is about fully embracing life as it is, struggle and all. So we need to all focus for contemplation. What we need to do, we need to experiment with acceptance, accepting things just as they are. Make sure this is more than resignation. Elizabeth, we need to see every experience as valuable gifts. Some gifts are pleasant to enjoy, and some gifts are challenges that can help your spiritual evolution. So see the good in every experience, and every experience will become a good experience. Experiment with accepting yourself as you are. This is what Lutu teaches. So we say, Lutu says, in the whole of the history, there has never existed a single person who to conduct was always perfect. Understanding this, the wise don't try to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So stop judging yourself for your apparent faults and failures. To Evelyn, instead, embrace yourself and loving appreciation. You are a wonder. You are to become conscious of itself. And that's also to Lillian. I'm saying that to all of us because I mentioned in the beginning how right now a soldier never knows his strength while it's full. In other words, everything that's happened to us, we ask for these things. We come into this world. Before we come into this world, we say we pick our parents out. We name ourselves. And we say we want to be here at this time. We Elizabeth are here to help, not on ourselves. We have to help ourselves before we can help others. That's why I'm trying to take care of myself so I can get back to my mom. So we have to know who we are. We chose to be here. We chose this time. And so we need to embrace all these challenges and be grateful for this time. And that's acceptance. And so that's what this is all about. Accept the unacceptable, that it is accepted. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Thank
Ashe.
Mm-hmm.
You know when we
Well, that sounds good to me. Empress, we've been trying to get you to talk for quite a while.
Yeah, I was kind of, I feel like I said, we have to embrace these challenges, and they've been thrown at me a lot here lately. So it's just, that's why you haven't seen me constantly on. I just literally got back from Northern Virginia. I'm dealing with a specialist right now. And that's who called me a few minutes ago. So, but I have some good news. I got a call from my mother's people too as well. And so look like she will be getting out. So Friday. So that's a good thing.
Oh, good, wonderful.
So it's always good to we have good news as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, we have to know that this is the time right now. Haruka Huti is so powerful right now. We did a reading, a cousin of Yaba and Hawa and all of us, we part of our Sarset Society International. And the reading was very powerful. And perhaps I will share some of the things that from this spiritual reading that was given, but not right now because I'm gonna have to get off again. But I wanted to. It's just so fun. It's interesting because I could hear you, and I was like, okay, I can hear them still talking, and I'm gonna try to come on real quick. And that's when I started typing that that I had to step. I literally had to step away from the call. But give thanks, I am not at the hospital. So that's why I'm able to even speak right now, because I don't like you all hearing all those beeping noise and everything, when I'm away. But I am so happy to be on here. We're going to send out healing energies to not just us, but not to just to others. When you send out, I'm gonna send out healing energy to others, we have to know, we have to have that healing energy for us so we can have that energy to be able to send out. And our set, who is Isis, is healing. Our set lives in the water. And what is water? Isn't water healing? Water is very healing. Very healing. And that's where our set lives. Our set lives in water. So we have to know, when you get our set reading or a spiritual reading, know that that's what it is. And I thought it was very interesting that Lydian pulled up the sword. She had a picture of a sword in her hand, which stated the same thing that Haruka Huti having that spear. He deals with metal, for protection. And you got to know and claim that you want, know what you want. In other words, focus on what you want, not what you don't want. So claim it.
That's right.
Claim it, especially when the gates are open at 11:11. Say what you want. Don't say, well, can you help me heal? Or I see my, let me another word. It's another word we can, that people say, I'm going to, no, not I'm going to, I am healed. Or You know, they was talking about me going paralyzed. I was like, no, that's not going to happen. You know, that is not going to happen. You know, I'm letting you know now. I am going to be walking. I'm going to get out this wheelchair. I'm not going to be walking with no cane. I am going to be walking. See, yeah, and it's going to happen now. You know, you got to claim it and always claim it, especially when those gates are open. Always know who we are. Know that you are a divine being. That's who we are, not just a human being. We are divine, y'all. We are divine.
Empress.
So no. Mm-hmm.
What is the I love the number 1111. So tell me what because you mentioned that when 1111 happens,
The gates.
The gates.
The gates are open.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time. That's what you can. I mean, it's a powerful time. You know, I set my time at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. The gates are all open at that time. Just the number one means begin all new things. And so you have a one, a one, and a one, and a one. But if you look at it, you look like it a door. Don't it look like if you look at the 11, look like it's a door open. And 11 is a massive spiritual energy. And a 4, the 22, is a master creator builder energy. So if the 22 is a master creator builder energy and the 11 is the master spiritual energy, if you look at 111, that's a 4, but it's also 11, which is 11 is 2. So when it opens, you're open to the heavenly gates. This is the heavenly time to just say, you know, don't say, you know, I hope I get this car. No, I have this automobile. You're going to visualize what you want right now. This is what you're seeing. You claiming it. You demanding the universe. This is what I am, because you are God is omnipresent. So I'm God. Aren't you a goddess? So you are that. You are a goddess. You can't say omnipresent and say you worshiping outside of you when you are the God.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be less. You got to be more. It said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let us have dominion. So we are divine beings. You are creators. You have children. You create. What did you create? Aren't they in the image of and the likeness of you?
Mm.
You understand? So
Yeah.
you are a divine being. You are. God is in you. That's why you are moving. You have the breath, the power to do these things. So let's do it, y'all. Let's make this Haruku Huti come up because the next cycle is Heteru, which is visualization. Visual what you want, not what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have vision. You know, you have to see that vision being done, because when you do that, what does Heteru says? It's not what I imagine. It is who I am that is imagining. That's the Ma'at 11 laws of God. And our set say, I'm prepared to sacrifice everything to become the vessel of God on earth. Mm-hmm. And I know that in turn, I will receive what? Everything. So you got to know who you are. Know who you are. And recognize that you are here to help. We all Elizabeths are on here. I know every Elizabeth since I've been listening to you all. Y'all are so powerful people, powerful. You all are helping a lot of people, even me. Everybody that's coming into your life is helping you with your divine destiny, your reason for being on earth. And you have a powerful reason, your IO, your incarnated objective. You have a reason for being here. And everybody's on here, hey, I'm going to be on here at this time. And if you do time and distance, like the Dogons teaches you how to transcend time and distance, you will find out that we in the ethers, we had said that at this particular time, at this hour, at this second, that we were all going to be hearing me talk on this call. But I love y'all. So thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all. Asante Sana. Yes, we love you too.
Yeah, thank you. In our class, in our reading this morning about from from the Course in Miracles, our daily, I mean, our well, I'm learning that the Course in Miracles is actually a walk. It's a practice. It's not just reading, it's to help you practice daily and in every moment and every hour today we are to say I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation.
Mm.
And so I have my clocks, you might have heard it, set every hour so that and then we're supposed to do it for 5 minutes. So
Mm.
for 5 minutes every hour you spend with God. I mean, just like I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation, whatever our parts are. And
I like that. I like that.
yeah.
And look at this. I just wanted you all to notice how many people are on this call.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9.
8. Pam
9.
twice.
8.
Pam is twice.
Oh.
But
Pam
it
is
says
star.
but the participants, it says on here 9. Even though I understand stars on here twice.
Uh-huh.
It says
Star
9.
and Pam.
Pam and Star.
That's right. Pam is the one that did the microwave.
I see you telling her now.
Star
Y'all
is
should be telling
delivered.
the whole reason why I'm bringing that up, the main reason why I'm bringing that up is because Tahuti, the oracle, is 8. And the 9 is our set. Our set is healing. That's her number, the number 9. And Tahuti is the oracle. Tahuti says, all my thoughts, feelings, and actions reflects the word of God and the power of God's spirit, and a peace that nothing can challenge flows through my being.
Mm.
So we need to know who we are, you all. You can use all the cards in the world, but who is the real oracle? We all are striving to be the oracle. We don't need cards. Once you tap into that full potential, you're gonna realize I don't need no card. I can be able to pick up spirits and be able to read a person's spirit without even any cards. A lot of people, they are surprised when I talk to them and I meet them for the first time, and all they do is tell me their name, or I just may I tell you what I see around me.
Mm-hmm.
So we know when you start tapping into that potential, you have everything that the Creator has given you. So that's a powerful statement to do that I love that every hour. We had something with our side set that we had to do every hour as well.
Yeah.
So give thanks. So right now we are preparing for this Heteru cycle. Heteru is all about joy, happiness, and everything to get those endorphins going. So when you feel sad, play some music, jump up and dance. And if you can't dance and you sit in a wheelchair, just cut some music.
Roll around. You can roll around.
There you go, Heteru.
Move your toe if you can't move your leg.
That's right. That's right.
See it. I tell people that are not able to move, I tell them, I say, see yourself doing it.
There you go. That's you. There you are. And I bet you, I wouldn't be surprised if Heteru is you, if you are. Look, you got your name Heteru. I wouldn't be surprised if you are Heteru.
my friend calls me Celebration. He said, "Your Celebrations. That's your name."
I would love to know how you got that. I can find out if you are Heteru, but I'm just saying you have that powerful energy, Heteru. Heteru is the sexual goddess. So when you get a chance, look up Heteru, dance.
I already did. Listen, my husband took me through all of that. But
okay.
What's funny is my Greek name, my name that my mother gave me, my birth name is Andrea, which is the goddess of love. And then when Haru introduced me to Haru, the reading for the name, I think Hathor. Hathor is also another. Hathor and Heteru is the same, my same paragraph, because there's a website called the Caballarians.com, and you can look up your name there. But for mine, Heteru is a goddess of love, dance, and sensuality.
Okay. And look, we're not even gonna talk about Aduni. You know, Aduni got some Heteru energy in her.
Yeah, definitely. She's
But
another
I was,
celebration.
yeah, I was looking at when you was describing Heteru, I was like, that's her totally. I mean, just you know, dance with joy, kick her feet up, you know, define if something is not right.
Yes.
Gonna be just
Coming with the facts.
that. No.
And look, and Lottie too. You know, because she loves music, she loves dancing, she lives by the water, she loves dancing. So check it out when y'all get a chance. Heteru. Yeah, she's in the colors green and yellow. But right now, like I said, Haru Kahuti is purple and red. Purple and red and white. But everything has white. The Ma'at 11 laws all has white in it because of Asir. That's what we are striving to always be, to be at peace. And know that, as the Ma'at law says, Asir says, my nature is an uncomfortable peace. Therefore, nothing and no one in the world can be against me. All experience come to me to promote the reclamation of my original state of being, that I may know and turn and acquire wisdom and spiritual power. Just know who you are, that you are always at peace, even in the midst of a storm.
Okay, blessings.
In the course that we're taking that Aduni was talking about, it says that God does not need or desire our praise because we are equal with God. We are made in God's image. We are the light of the world. We are the savior of the world. We are the salvation of the world. And once we know what we are, then we are to extend and teach it so that everyone will know. And every spirit will return to God, no matter how many individual lifetimes it takes, they will return.
Ashe.
It's inevitable because of the Spirit of God that is within us. It's not possible for us not to. So even if in this lifetime you don't believe in God, there's another lifetime coming.
You ain't got no choice.
It's it.
So
How about that part, Pam, where it says, you know, if you get basically, if you get off track and you're going over here, blah, 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 you know, and then the spirit said, I'll just wait.
I read that from that passage from the Simple Abundance. It says, "Spirit will wait," or
I would just wait. You'll be back.
yeah, because the Spirit that has a standard. She does not get off her square. She does not. She will stay there until you come back, and then you guys can continue walking together.
Prodigal child.
So how do I call my spirit guide back? Like, I don't know.
How do you
That's another conversation. I heard you guys say that the spirit guide, if you walk away, she won't chase you. You have to come back, or you have to come back to your spirit guide. Okay.
Well,
so
I look at it as we have a path. Like God's path for us is already set. And here we go. You know, sometimes we detour. You know, we go. There's construction going on, but guess what? You have to end up doing. You gotta get back on path because it's yours. It's specifically yours.
Mm-hmm.
Got, they wait. Okay, they gonna go. Oh, they want to go learn this lesson. I'm gonna let them go learn the lesson. But eventually, you gonna get back to what you're supposed to be doing. I remember a sister that
Yeah.
I really really admired at church, and she told us that she received a message that she was supposed to start preaching, and she said she ran and hid, and I think she had a hip challenge. But once she got back on track and went on and submitted to her gift, that it changed. She did eventually have surgery and got that hip fixed. But
Mm-hmm.
baby, I don't care what you do. You're gonna get back on path. I don't care what you do. It could be a long time, it could be a short time, but you will get back to that path because it's yours.
That's
It's the
facts.
only one that's for you. So you might, it's just like when we have friends and you see them going through something and you've been through it and you want to help them. If you might be able to share, but it's not going to resonate with them because that's not their lesson right now. But you
Mm-hmm.
give them that mustard seed. You deliver the mustard seed and you keep on. You can't stay and walk them through it and hold a hand. That's not going to help until it's time for them to learn that lesson.
Yeah,
And
they
they'll
gotta
get
go through
back on
it.
that track. That's
Yeah.
just it.
It's like the bird and the butterfly. Grand rising, my sisters.
Grand
It's like the
rising.
bird.
Hey, Juanita.
It's like the bird and the butterfly. You can't help the bird out of the shell. You can't help the butterfly out of the cocoon. If you do, you cripple them.
Yep.
They will not be able to fly when they come out. They have to develop the strength that comes from the effort of getting out of the shell and out of the cocoon. We have to do that. We're wondering why. Well, ain't nobody helping me. Ain't nobody helping me. No, because you got to develop that strength by putting forth the effort. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to do that yourself. And when Lily, you were saying about the Holy Spirit, what did you say?
Waiting,
Coming after
waiting,
me or
waiting for you.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what you said?
It was something how you when you asked that question and about the Holy Spirit or the Spirit coming after you or
No, not coming after me, like getting back in tune, but I know what it is and what's needed to be done. I just like hearing other people's point of view.
yeah, because look, with our children, when they're going off and stuff and they're just doing, that's what, when Fame is in his world and I'm still there to help and to guide and to put him back on, but not pushing, not forcing him, because the Holy Spirit is not going to force us to do nothing because of choice. And but is there still our angels, all that is still there to help us as we are in our prodigal child world. And so it's like when I know Fame will be back. I know, we may even argue or something or disagree, but I'm still mama. He's still my son. And I know some they don't get back together as far as what it looks like on earth and looks to us, but it's still we still, because of love, that's where that like that prodigal child, you'll be back because you only go so far, and then you get down to that rock bottom or that brick wall, or your friends are revealed to who they are, that those people who are taking you off your track, or you get a revelation about that, what, I'm kind of through with this. This is not taking me where I want to go, and so on and so forth. So that's just, wonderful life. And when I heard, when he said that, when I read it and it said, just wait, in other words, patience, because I had read something else about home that was in the series with Conversation with God. And it was just saying, there's nowhere else to go. Sooner, I'm just here. So where you think you hiding, I see everything. I know everything. Us too. And I'm just saying this in general, that that was so comforting to me. There's nowhere else to go but back to me. So it doesn't matter where any of us is, what we're doing. because we're just living and discovering life.
Yeah, and learning.
And learning and expressing ourselves and yeah, the pain or the joy of life or whatever we're experiencing. Yeah, my thing was, for God, somebody was telling me about what they were going through physically, and it's like, you want to say, which I always say to God, I say, if my body is going through something, I'm like, I'm not going to get stuck here, am I? You know, I'm not going to be stuck here, you know, like for years and years and years. And I am going through, right? I'm not going to be stuck here and have to deal with this issue or this situation or this pain forever. And so that's one of my comforts of you know, dealing with life is, you know, when I'm going through something, I'm not talking about with people, because I'm talking about physical ailments of myself or mental illness of myself is when I say, you know, I'm not going to get stuck here, am I? Because this yeah, when I couldn't hear, you know, and that's uncomfortable. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not going to get stuck here. This is not a permanent thing. This is something I'm just going through, right, Lord? Right. Because I didn't like the way that felt, you know, once you get used to it. Anyway, I just like that thing of, but I'll be here, you know, you leave your, anyway.
I got exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But always, you can't help but to come right back around to it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Aduni said what she said, because I didn't want you, Lily B, to think that just because God is waiting in that spot doesn't mean that God does not come out and help us when we get in trouble.
Yeah.
Before we get back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, my queens, it is 10:07, and I thank you all for joining us today. For those who were not here in the beginning, Mama Het and no, not Mama Het, Mama Ayaba and Awa will not be running the Wednesdays for, you know, maybe they'll, you know, life will settle and they'll be able to come back for right now. They've got some family things that they have to adjust to. So if you have ideas for Wednesdays, then let me know. Yeah, Spirit will let me know. Give yourself a big hug and hug the world.
Growing, Mama, we growing.
We growing.
That's right.
Growth. This is growth.
And just pray for my discernment of who is or what to do.
Absolutely. It's all gonna come together. It's already together.
Yeah. Let me want to show you this. Na. Okay, you got to move to, okay, tomorrow.
Pretty.
Tomorrow, sister, well, Lily B, you want to talk about tomorrow? Lily, you still there? Okay. So tomorrow,
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry, you guys. I was muted. I wasn't even in an all the way position to talk about her yet. I'm in the bathroom doing things like eyebrows and lashes. So if you can go ahead and give it a rundown, and I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, so Nikki King is a holistic health enthusiast known as the Soul Connect in business. Yeki will continue to be that bridge through inspiration. So that's tomorrow. That's what we're going to talk about. And then on Friday, my girls are coming on. Sky Covington. Those who don't know her, she's a dynamic vocalist, award-winning jazz vocalist. She has her own show, Preservation of Jazz. She also is the visionary for Hug Detroit, of which I partner with her to have that every year. And then these sisters right here, I know all of them. They are dynamic vocalists. Whoa. I mean, yeah, they're no joke on their own. So they will be joining us. And the following week, this is Shelly Kay. She's going to come on and talk about some other things that, in particular, medical, that she has gone through, dealing with the hospitals. And, she has some stories to tell and some victories to share. Okay, so, and then we have Evelyn. Oh gosh, I keep calling her Evelyn. Juanita's event is coming up. That's not until November. And then we have the silver and gold in November as well. We're not going to go into the depth of those things, but let me see. Juanita, were you going to say something?
I was just saying, God bless you. It's amazing how you handle this technology, girl. Thank you for getting me in the loop there.
Okay. I love you all. And
love you.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, ladies, have a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Let's do it.
Yes, make
Stay
it
in the neighborhood.
Peace, love, and blessings to all.
Yes.